Ice hockey on Fox Sports Arizona is presented by Papa John's. Get 50% off at Papa John's the day after a Coyotes win. Promo code Coyotes at papajohns.com. By Sanderson Ford. The best play is at Sanderson Ford. By Jack in the Box. Try the new jalapeno barbecue burger for only $3.99 plus tax at a participating Jack in the Box. And by Jeep. Visit Jeep.com to learn more. Welcome back to Glendale tonight. It's the Coyotes playing hosts to the Minnesota Wild. Let's take a look at the goaltenders in this one for the Coyotes. They go right back to goaltender number 41, Mike Smith, 15, 10, and 8 on the season with a goals against average of 2.89. And for the Minnesota Wild, it'll be Nick Backstrom. Those are the numbers this season, 4-9-2. He holds 13 career victories against the Phoenix Coyotes. The referees are Jean Hebert and Don Van Massenhoven, and the linesmen here tonight, Brian Mock and Ryan Galloway. And a huge game. Both of these teams entering tonight with 51 points, tied for the 8th and final playoff spot in the Western Conference. The Coyotes, though, do have 3 games in hand against the Wild as Vermette will take the opening faceoff against the Wild's Michael Granlund.
Well, we always talk about those 4-point games. The winner of this one, up by 2. The loser, down by 2. What a huge game.
Brodin's going to bring it out. The good young defenseman here for the Minnesota Wild. This one's going to be batted away by Vermette. We're going to whistle here. They'll bring the faceoff outside the zone. This is what we're talking about, Tyson. When you look at the wild card race, Vancouver has the first wild card, and then it's a battle between the Coyotes and Wild at this point.
Wow, that's why this one is the biggest game of the year to date. And what do both teams? Thomas Greiss posts a monster game the other night, gets his first shutout here with the Phoenix Coyotes. He doesn't get the start. They elect to go back with Mike Smith the other night. A huge win also for the Minnesota Wild in L.A. And they elect to go back to Backstrom. So both teams going with their big boys tonight.
Well, you mentioned Thomas Greiss, 27 saves in the shutout performance. And the Minnesota Wild got a shootout goal from Nino Niederreiter to upend the Los Angeles Kings. And L.A., California, the entire state, not exactly an easy place to win these days.
Well, the L.A. Kings outshot the Minnesota Wild 40-17. It was Kemper that stood on his head and single-handedly won that game for the Wild.
Suter, good outlet back through center for Jason Pominville. This will be steered by Mike Smith, and he plays it behind the net. Great to see Oliver Ekman-Larsson back in the lineup. He's out there right now with Connor Murphy. Will be played into the corner, and down low, Matt Cook going after it.
And even though you have a guy like Oliver Ekman-Larsson back in your lineup, Shane Doan starting to get healthy, Korpikoski, you cannot let up.
Stick here, Cook tried to set it up there. Taken away by Connor Murphy. Coyotes trying to get it out. Good keep there along the boards before it's turned the other way, and Shane Doan will bring it across center and dump it right back in.
You know, the Minnesota Wild right now, without their big boys, Koivu and Parise, you know they're just going to work. They got young guys coming up from the American League. This is their opportunity. That makes them very dangerous.
Doan has it to Ribeiro. Looks to drop it out high. Bodker now with it. Bit of a shift here on some lines as of late to the line, and a shot taken that time by Morris is kicked away by Nick Backstrom. Marco Scandella trying to get it out. The Wild will set it up before it's stripped away momentarily by Mike Ribeiro. The Wild are 7-2-3 on the road, countering with the Coyotes' home record of 12-5-3. Charlie Coyle, one of the young defensemen, playing on a line with Danny Heatley and Jason Zucker, and they work it in behind the Coyotes' net. Now Zucker in that left wing corner. All tied up that time by Michael Stone. Goes in behind the net for Charlie Coyle. All tied up that time by Martin Hansel. Coyotes trying to get it out, but they can't. As the puck is going to be moved along, and Michael Stone will move it out right to the line. Zucker has it. Well, this one's going to end up on the stick of Radim Vrbata. And he'll get it all the way back deep inside the Wild zone. Martin Hansel in behind the net. Lost it there. And the Wild will look to set it up in the corner as Brodin will flip this one, but not out. Now the Wild get it all the way back to center.
Minnesota Wild also with all those injuries, their system play has been so important. A lot more magnification on it just because you don't have those star players to score a ton of goals. They have lacked offense. They're doing it right now just with hard work, sticking together as a group.
Well, they're very young up the middle of the center position as this puck is played into the corner, and in behind the net, Stefan Veilleux is taken off the puck that time by Halpern. Taken away, the Wild will set it up in the line. Clayton Stoner They'll send one across. Shot that time taken by Jonathan Blum, goes wide. Blum, one of the California-born players of the National Hockey League, recently recalled from Iowa.
And you can tell Minnesota, every time they get that puck, it's immediate. They throw it right at the net, and everybody crashes the crease. You're going to see a lot of white jerseys in front of Mike Smith. That's why it's so important when you're defending to try to box out those forwards from getting to those second and third chances.
Keith Yandle looks to outlet, and Vermette will get it to center for Dave Moss. Moss sends one in and right to the glove of Nick Backstrom, and this will give us a chance to take a look at your keys, Tyson. They're brought to you by Sanderson Ford.
Well, for the Phoenix Coyotes, do not overlook the Minnesota Wild. All the injuries, they're going to work. You have to match that work ethic. There's no easy games in the National Hockey League. Playoff mentality. This is one of the biggest games of the year. You have to be ready to start this game, but keep your foot on the gas pedal all game long. And your defense, they have to get involved. Now that Oliver Ekman-Larsson is back, guys like Keith Yandle, Stone, Derek Morris can get up in the rush, make it very difficult on the Minnesota Wild to defend.
I like the playoff mentality, Key. I like them all, but especially that one, because if you use the baseball analogy, this is kind of like the dog days. You know, in baseball, June, July, parts of August, you kind of consider those the dog days. Well, really, after Christmas till the Olympic break, that's kind of hockey's dog days, so it's a chance for a matchup like this to get you refocused, re-energized, so to speak. And
good point by you. Real good point. That is so true.
Behind the net, Klinkhammer tried to work it to the front. Backstrom there, closed the door. You see one like this on the schedule, it kind of breaks it up a little bit as Yandle is back, and we'll get an icing call here. Let's take a look at the coaches in this one. For the Phoenix Coyotes, Dave Tippett, in his 11th season as a head coach, not happy with the start on Tuesday against Calgary. I'm sure he liked the finish, said there was room for improvement. Mike Yeo, in his third season with the Minnesota Wild, hired back in 2011. He is the third Wild head coach in their history.
Now, Dave Tippett always is looking to improve upon, no matter how good his hockey club plays, but he's got to figure it out. You can't pull the wool over Dave Tippett's eyes. I don't think he entirely loved the way his hockey club played. Much better. They found their offense, but overall, still not where he wants his team to be.
Urbana to set it up. Rotates it to the line for Yandle, and a glove save that time by Backstrom. So we take a look at tonight's cold hard facts, and they're brought to you tonight by Frost Brewed Coors Light. Tuesday night was a big night. Certainly, I would imagine Coach Tippett was happy with the offense. 7 players with 2+ points, and some of the names on that list, guys like Lori Korpikoski and Mikkel Bakker and Martin Hansel, all having big games. Biggest output since that game several seasons ago against San Jose.
Yeah, but 10 of those players from their top 6 forwards. That's number 1. We talked about their strength down the middle. We kind of called out a few guys, in fact. Hansel, Vermette, Mike Ribeiro that had struggled a little bit. So that was a big game for all 3 of those guys to get on the board. You love to see everybody contribute, not only offensively, but this is what this team's all about. They need everyone. And secondary scoring so important.
Maybe the center position on both sides, the key to tonight's game, because the Minnesota Wild extremely young down the middle with their injuries. In fact, their top 3 centermen had about 100 games, man games combined, less than just Anze Kopitar, who they faced the other night in Los Angeles. As Shane Doan will try to work this one to the front, and Bakker with a shot that's stopped by Backstrom.
The Coyotes are 6 shots so far in the first 5 minutes. Pretty good quality scoring chances as well.
Justin Fontaine got that out, and Coyotes bring it back in on the offside.
They're gonna find themselves in a lot of good scoring positions. They have to capitalize here. Just throw pucks at the net. Mikkel Bakker with the hot stick. Got a big goal the other night. And he has been good. 5 points in his last 4 games. 3 of those goals. Career highs in goals and points. And we're only at the halfway point of the season. Mikkel Bakker, Martin Hansel, the other guy, who is almost at his career highs. Hard to believe, 35 points for Martin Hansel is a career high. He did that in his rookie season. He, as well, is already at 30 points on the year.
Well, that is hard to believe, because you think of him as being a higher point producer.
But how good is that? When you're a shutdown centerman, that's your number 1 responsibility. You're right there at the top of your team's lead in points.
Yeah, that's a great point, as the puck is played into the corner and Jonathan Blum will go after it.
But he's also a guy, Matt, that has really figured out how to use that big 6'6" frame. You look at all the goals that he scores, they're right in front of the blue paint. Nobody can move him. And then when you can, he's still got that big reach to get to that puck.
And he brings the puck right to the blue line. Martin Hanzal now will dump one in. And Ryan Suter plays it back to center ice, looking to get it in. That time Torrey Mitchell. Now back out high. Brodin shot. That goes off the glass, and we'll get a whistle here. Well, Ryan Suter, what a pickup he was a couple of seasons ago for the Minnesota Wild. And you talk about a guy that soaks minutes. He's one of the biggest in terms of, he is the largest minute soaker in terms of average ice time this season in the NHL. Some good names on that list.
We call that a minute muncher. And those are quality, hard, tough minutes. He plays in every tough situation against the other team's top lines. In fact, he has played 8 out of his last 11 games. He's played 30 or more minutes, which is just incredible. So every time he's on the ice, he touches the puck. You want to tenderize the meat, we like to call it. Make him pay, put him in the 5th row of the seats every chance you can. Easier said than done.
All the way down, and we'll get a whistle and an icing call.
There he is. 5 goals in his last 5 games for Suter. Had a hat trick the other night against the Washington Capitals. 3 goals on 3 shots.
If you go back to when he started his career with the Wild, it got off to a miserable start. He was on for something like 17 of the team's first 24, 25 goals, but he's been lights out since that point. Obviously taking time to adjust to a whole new team and a new system after playing his entire career in Nashville.
He was an elite defenseman, but you compare him with Keith Yandle. Since 2010, you got Yandle with 160 points. You got Suter with 146 points. Well, that's saying something about Keith Yandle. That's why we always talk so highly of the offensive defenseman.
Shot over the line that time by Klinkhammer, and we're going to save here from Backstrom. No score.
Todd Walsh back here at Jobbing.com Arena. Time for a Geico quote of the game. Mike Smith. Jody Jackson alluded to this at the conclusion of Coyotes Live. He said, I think it's just getting that swagger back and that confidence here, forcing shooters to beat you. It's a fine line between arrogance and confidence that you need to have. I think he's been struggling with that for most of this season, guys. And as I said in the pregame show, I still think a night like tonight is a defining moment for him. One of obviously many throughout the course of his career. We saw what he did in the playoffs a couple of years ago. But right now, he needs to come up big. He's the #1 guy. He gets the start in the biggest game of the year to this point.
Well, we've seen what he's capable of doing in big games. He has been the big game player, and that's what Dave Tippett expects out of number 41 tonight.
Here's Bodker going to the front, took a shot. That was blocked away by Danny Heatley, and the puck is cleared by Minnesota.
Has Mikkel Bodker ever figured it out? How to get goals, how to get points. A couple years ago, every night, he'd put you on the edge of your seat, but you'd look on the score sheet, he'd have nothing. Donuts. Not anymore. He's finding the back of the net, he's paying the price, and recognizing that he can play and play well in this league.
Had that breakout post-game, post-series against the Chicago Blackhawks a couple of seasons ago. Yandle plays it into the corner. And he'll take it in behind the net. He'll set it up. 7-1. The shots favoring the Coyotes. No score tonight. At about 7:20 of the opening period is Tim Kennedy back in the lineup. He'll dump it into the corner. Gives it to Mike Ribeiro. Now Ribeiro to the corner, tried to drop it there for Kennedy, and it's taken away. And out of the zone is Brodin will send one back to center ice, intended for Justin Fontaine. And the Coyotes move it the other way quickly. Bissonnette over the line for Kennedy. Now Bissonnette in the corner. And moving it the other way is Matt Cook. Cook trying to get a pass to Connor Murphy. Puck into the corner. Good switch there. Murphy will try to move it along, but now it goes right to Cook, and it comes in front and a shot. Knocked away that time by Smith, and then cleared by Larson. Well, the Minnesota Wild, they don't get a lot of shots on goal, but they have been capitalizing on their chances as of late with a 3-game win streak. And Martin Hanzal will bring it back in over the line. Hanzal now out of the corner looking for somewhere to go. He'll play it in behind the net, intended for Rob Klinkhammer.
Well, when you get outshot 40-17 against the Los Angeles Kings, you know you're hanging on by a thread. They ended up winning that game 2-1 in a shootout. They were able to weather the storm. 3 straight wins after 6 consecutive losses, I might add.
Back to center, taken away by Hanzal. He'll find Vrbata. Now Vrbata over the line with a shot, and Backstrom makes the save. And he holds on. Boy, it's great to have number 23, Oliver Ekman-Larsson, back in.
Well, he's the minute muncher for the Phoenix Coyotes. Plays in every situation. Nice job helping out his goaltender, Mike Smith, in front. Little hand-eye coordination. Knocks it right out of midair. And not high enough to put it over top of the glass. Big save there, too, by Mike Smith.
And a great look from the Schwartz Laser Eye Center view from the ice.
10 minutes in almost, and Mike Smith has only saw 2 shots. That's tough as a goaltender. Also a little bit anxious, too, to get this start. You want to feel the puck early and often. That has not been the case for Mike Smith. You have to stay into it somehow mentally and physically, staying loose as he goes for a little twirl to keep the legs limber.
They mark the face-off outside the Minnesota zone.
You've been like Mike Smith. You need to keep those legs loose. Limber.
Lumber up, limbo down. Into the corner, behind the net. Fontaine jamming it there for Cook. Taken away, Klesla will advance it, and Bottker brings it out.
Look at that pick up there by Mikhail Bottker. That's confidence right there. You pick the puck up in your own zone off your back skate. I love it.
How about this unit? Doan, Bottker, Ribeiro. And now Doan with a shot, and a stop there by Backstrom. Taken away, cleared out of there by Brodziak. And now Bottker back to center ice for Ribeiro. And now Marco Scandella. They'll play it around as Suter looks to get it up on left wing for Torrey Mitchell. And dumped in that time by Eric Howler. He's one of those young defensemen we were touching on earlier in the opening period here tonight in Glendale. Moss sends one wide. And now out of the zone it goes is Stefan Veilleux. He's been around for about 10 years. In fact, you played against him, right, Tess?
Yeah, oh yeah. He was here with the Minnesota Wild. He just kind of resurfaced, I think, last season out of nowhere.
Klinkhammer try to get it towards the net. And turnover there is Jason Zucker will bring it along.
Just shows you how desperate the Minnesota Wild is at this stage. Lack of depth in their American League team. Just kids not ready.
Plum now to Stoner, and Stoner will send one on, and a stop there by Smith. A loose puck in the crease.
Knock him down.
It looks like it's underneath Dave Moss. No score. A nifty move here by Keith Yandle.
Back, it's all about defense here for the Phoenix Coyotes. With all the injuries to Minnesota Wild, they got one way to play: dump and chase. So the Phoenix Coyotes, how you counter that? You get to that loose puck. You're physical on the first F1. You have support. The center support comes down, picks up the puck, and out they go. The Coyotes will welcome that. They're very much prepared for that. Video coach Steve Peters has broken it down every which way to get ready for this hockey game, to make sure that the rest of the coaching staff and this team is ready to go in what they're going to face against this Wild team. It's going to be simple, but it is going to be hard.
Yandle tries to move it out for Korpikoski. This one's going to fly in the air all the way back to the near boards, and Derek Morris can't get it out. Danny Heatley trying to throw it towards the front. Now Charlie Coyle on a backhander. That doesn't connect, and the Coyotes will get it out.
Good coverage there. It's the one trigger man with Coyle. Keith Yandle pops out, takes that passing lane away.
I gotta say, it's very strange to see a centerman wearing number 3. It's a common number for a defenseman, as this one is over the glass and out of play.
Well, Matt, if you didn't know, Saturday's birthday. It's Howler.
Get out of here.
Oh, yeah. Coyotes host the Ducks at 6 p.m. Buy a full-price lower-level ticket and get a free kids ticket. Plus, all kids aged 6 to 12 get to take a slap shot on the ice after the game. Tickets are moving fast, so call 480-563-PUCK or visit phoenixcoyotes.com/Howler to buy your seats today. Limit one free ticket per purchase.
Well, Howler didn't look like he had any
gray hairs?
Yeah,
Doesn't seem to age.
No.
Good old Howler.
Fountain of youth. Niederreiter works it to the front, and a chance there for Pominville, and it's blocked by Connor Murphy. From behind the net, Niederreiter. Now Niederreiter to the front, and is that in?
Wow. That was Pominville.
Boy, that was close.
What a cannon by Pominville, set up by Niederreiter. Niederreiter is their hottest player right now for the Minnesota Wild. 5 points in the last 5 games. Look at the setup here. Draws defenders to him. Nobody picks up the most dangerous guy on the ice, which is Pominville, the leading goal scorer for the Wild. 18 tucks this year. He can let it fly, and he does right there, but all pipe. So Mike Smith gets a little early help here. Look to the right of Mike Smith, blocker side. Finds that right post. A goalie's best friend.
So the face-off to the left of goaltender Mike Smith. I said they don't record a lot of shots on goal. They've got 3 shots and what we believe are 3 chances.
How about that shot? That was about a second ahead of Mike Smith's reaction. That's how hard Pominville can bring it.
Antoine Vermette. And now Morris will play it in behind the net for Keith Yandle, and out of the zone it goes as Klinkhammer's going to chase this one down against Nate Prosser. Wild get it out of the zone. Now it's played right back in, and Marco Scandella will look to get it out. Through center ice, Prosser took a bump that time from Bissonnette. Puck into the corner. Derek Morris stripped by Granlund. Puck into the corner now, and it goes down low where Keith Yandle will chase one down and set it up. Yandle will bring it along and back through center for Paul Bissonnette. Brodin in the corner, went over the stick of Jeff Halpern. A Wild able to get it out. That time Bissonnette taking a run at Fontaine.
Yeah, good solid hit there by Bissonnette. That will earn him a little extra more ice time. A nice dump into the zone, finishes it off with a good hard hit.
Matt Cook in over the line, drops it. Stoner with a shot, and Smith gobbles it up, and some pushing and shoving now. Brodziak in the middle of it.
Just got to be careful not to take a penalty. You don't want to give the Wild any life right now.
Matt Cook having words with Paul Bissonnette.
Cook loves to get into it physically. There's the hit on Fontaine by Bissonnette. And then the save by Mike Smith. We talked about this being a big game. Emotions are running high for both clubs. Look at Paul Bissonnette with and without. 14, 6, and 5. With and without. 7, 6, and 4. Get him in the lineup.
Well, Dave Tippett, his head coach, has called him a smart player.
Yeah, he is. I'm all about superstition, though. His dad's in the house here, too, as well. He's here for 2 months.
Wow. Good place to be considering the polar vortex that is engulfed North America.
Yeah, Papa Bissonnette in the house. Gave me a big hug the other day in the concourse. Very friendly guy, just like this. Except when it comes to the ice, he's been effective. The amount of minutes that he plays and his point production is off the charts. 6 points this year for Bissonnette, 25 games played.
Doan on the face-off. Bodker looks to set it up. Back through center intended for Shane Doan. Suter with it. Played all the way back, and we're going to whistle here on the icing call. So the face-off will come back inside the zone. The Coyotes in Game 5 of this 6-game homestand, which is the longest of the season. And the Anaheim Ducks will be here on Saturday night. Dave Tippett would love nothing more than to run the win streak to a modest 2.
Dave Tippett also talked about Oliver Ekman-Larsson and how he's looked at practice the last couple days. Might be a blessing. You never like to see a guy get hurt, but he was banged up. He was tired. He is re-energized and ready to go, and it showed in the last couple days in practice.
Yandle to the point in Verbata. That shot's blocked away. Here's a chance. Korpikoski down low looking for Hansel. 3-point night out of Lauri Korpikoski on Tuesday, and you wonder if maybe he's starting to turn the corner after some injury issues.
Yeah, it's nice to see some chemistry starting to form with Korpikoski, Hansel, and Radim Verbata. Much needed. They have been searching all season long for that left winger.
Nice move by Morris. Flips one to the front. Oh, it went off the inside of the bar, but no goal.
Oh, how about the move? That was so dirty by Derek Morris.
Got a whistle here on the offside. Boy, this one was close. So the Wild had a close call down at their end and a close call here for the Coyotes.
Who does Morris walk? Right here. Someone's jockstraps hanging from the stands. That's Zucker. He had no stick, so can't blame him. Little backhander. Look at I think it's a deflection in front. And that just pops right off the crossbar. So a friendly bounce for Backstrom off the crossbar. So as you mentioned, both goaltenders, Smith at one end, Backstrom in the other.
Here we got a pipe and we got a bar. But we don't have a goal yet with 6:15 remaining in the opening period. Antoine Vermette. Behind the net, Dave Moss going to work against Michael Granlund, and it's going to be a plate away and out of the zone. Granlund has it. A pull-up move here. Granlund across, try to set it up for Nino Niederreiter.
Good awareness, though, by Derek Morris in the offensive zone to recognize that Zucker didn't have a stick, and he used them and abused them.
Stoner. And now Klesla. Connor Murphy will get it back through center as he plays it right back and over the line. Ribeiro behind the net. And now out of the zone, back through center. Smart move there by Klesla just to get it off the boards, although he gave up the puck, and now Scandella. And Marco Scandella looked to get it out, fell on the play, and Eric Holla advanced it, but it's turned the other way, and the Coyotes look to get it in. Ribeiro, nice flip, Bodker to the front, try to buy it short side that time on Backstrom. Out high, Stone with a shot blocked away. After it is Veilleux, chops it in behind the net, and Ribeiro's there. Now Bodker back out high, tried to get one down low. Stone was right in front that time. Veilleux trying to get it out. Great work that time by Mikkel Bodker to keep it inside the zone, at least momentarily before it's popped out, and we'll get a whistle here. No score tonight, but a lot of heavy metal in Glendale.
Todd Walsh back here at Jobby.com Arena. Guys, 10 years ago, Sean Burke was the starting goaltender. But 10 years ago tonight at XL Energy Center in St. Paul, you see his backup, Brian Boucher, pitched a shutout, and then got another start, and had another one, and another one, and another one. And tonight, or on this night, I should say, back then, Brian Boucher set the modern-day record with 5 consecutive shutouts. Tyson Nash in that pile there. We've talked a lot about that moment and what it meant to Brian Boucher. I talked to him earlier today. You know, Mike Barnett got him that actual goal from that game. I asked him, do you use it? Or do you just put clothes on like we would use a pool table for? He said, no. The kids at the sister-in-law's house use it and shoot on it. Wow. Which is a good thing.
Love it. Love it. That's great stuff.
I can only imagine what that cost to transport.
What a memory. I'll never forget that moment. All those games, guys were blocking shots with their faces just because they didn't want it. They didn't want to be the guy that didn't pick up their man that scored the goal. I can tell you that.
I called that game on the other side for the Minnesota Wild. I think I was chirping you throughout that game.
That's right. And it was your other former team, the Atlanta Thrashers, that ended up finally breaking that streak.
That's right. 6 degrees of hockey separation.
And I wasn't on the ice, I might say.
Stone with a shot. Big rebound. Right there was Verbata, but he can't buy it.
Oh, good stick there by Suter.
Another chance here. Loose puck. And Suter now will try to flip it up the boards. Heatley can't get it. And now Martin Hansel beats Stoner to the loose puck. To the line, Stone. Klesla. Thought about a wrister. Taken off the puck that time by Heatley into the corner from Verbata. Martin Hansel.
This is where you want to make Ryan Suter play hard minutes. Down low, tire him out.
Stone off the end boards, tried to throw it in front. Korpikoski, good read to pick it off in the corner. To the line, Stone with a shot again. And a backhander set wide by Verbata.
Oh, Backstrom is in a zone right now. Made some big saves in this first period.
He always seems to play well against the Coyotes. As this one was played all the way back, and fans clap in appreciation of that last sequence. Turnover here, though, Pominville. And now Ekman Larsson will clear it out back to center. Over the line it goes. Antoine Vermette right to the net, steered aside by Backstrom.
Good rebound control as Klinkhammer was bearing down.
Vermette chips it back to center. Granlund will pick it up, and he'll get one deep. 13-5 right now. The Coyotes out shooting the Wild, but no score. At the 18, almost the 18-minute mark here of the opening period. Rosser sends one deep. Niederreiter into the corner in a battle there with Connor Murphy. Ribeiro also down low. And Bodker will get it out back to center for Shane Doan.
That's an example right there. Suter was just on the ice. 30 seconds a minute. He's right back out there again.
Ribeiro to the corner, and now Bodker looks to set it up. For Ribeiro. And he's got a cycling game going here as the puck ends up in behind the net. Backstrom goes high off the glass, and he gets it a past the defenseman Derek Morris. Giveaway here. Here's a chance. Fontaine. He shoots and he scores. And one turnover on the Wild pounce on it, and they lead it 1-0. Boy, are they opportunistic.
Yeah, they don't need many opportunities. Their sixth shot of the period. Fontaine gets his 9th of the season. And it's a beauty. He takes his time. He just walks right in. Keith Yandle, backhand, no-look pass. Up the middle of the ice, right onto the stick of Fontaine. He uses Keith Yandle as a screen, as well as Matt Cook in front of Mike Smith, who there's no way possible he could have saw that puck leave the stick of Fontaine, who puts it nicely in the top upper portion of that net.
Unassisted for Fontaine, his 9th at 18:41. First time the Coyotes have allowed a goal in the first period in 4 games. Korpikoski will send one deep. Lauri Korpikoski going after it. Coyotes going to try to get it back here. Stone with a chance. He took a shot that was blocked away out high by Charlie Coyle. Cleared all the way back to center. Under a minute to go in the opening period. Korpikoski gets it back in over the line, but he couldn't set the puck up, and it's cleared all the way back to center, and that's where it's moved along by Vrbata. Connor Murphy now sends one crazily off the boards and popped in front. Suter now out of the zone, back through center. Pominville will chip this one in deep. Granlund muscled off the puck by Moss. And back it over the line for Klinkhammer. Try to work it to the front that time for Antoine Vermette, but it's turned the other way with a dozen seconds remaining, and Granlund with it for Pominville. Now Pominville across. Shot is on, and Smith the save, and we'll get a whistle and a face-off with 5.3 remaining.
We're going to take one more look at the goal, and Keith Yandle, I think he's trying to put this puck up the ice to Mikkel Bodker. If you stop it here, guys, I think he's trying to go right up here. Instead, it goes off the skate of the Minnesota Wild forward. Redirects right onto the stick of Fontaine. So an unlucky break there for Keith Yandle. But always a tough play on your backhand. I think the better choice might have just been to live to see another day. Twirl in the corner, take your ice that you're given, and make a play at that point. But definitely a fortuitous bounce there for the Wild.
And it's sent down the length, and that's going to do it. So the Coyotes double up the Wild in terms of shots, 14-7, but one opportunity, and the Wild pounce on it. They have a 1-0 lead at the end of one.
Well, still a lot of positives from that first period. I think the Phoenix Coyotes recognize that how they're going to have success as this game moves along. You can't change a thing. Shake that one off. Little goalie amnesia there for Mike Smith, and carry on.
Todd Walsh is up next. He'll take over between periods here from Jobbing.com Arena. And have won tonight. The Minnesota Wild and Coyotes, who both have 51 points, locked in a battle in the Wild with a 1-0 lead through one. We are back in the Minnesota Wild with a 1-0 lead, a team that has won 3 straight games. They've been doing it with a banged-up lineup. Zach Parise still out of the lineup. Mikko Koivu as well with a lower body. Jared Spurgeon as well. There's a theme in all of these injuries, and it has to do with blocking shots.
You got to pay a price in the NHL. You want to have team success, and the Minnesota Wild have done that. They're in that 8th spot because of plays like this, and they lost some of their top-end players because of it. Look at Koivu. He limps off, did not return, had surgery, out for a month. Parisi, same thing. All about blocking shots, doing the little things that it takes to win hockey games.
So the Coyotes trailing 1-0 as we get set for the second period. As we mentioned, they've been able to get points in 6 of the last 7 games when allowing a goal in the first period of play. They're going to have to battle from behind here tonight. We'll see what unfolds in the second. Both teams at full strength as we open up period number 2. And Brodin will play it to center before it's picked by Vermette. Vermette over the line with a shot, and that goes high off the glass. Into the corner there for Rob Klinkhammer. But it's taken away by Jason Pominville, and he brings it back through center. Niederreiter in the corner. Works it in behind the net for Pominville. And now Granlund for Minnesota. For the line, Brodin took a shot. Stopped that time by Smith. And it's cleared out by Klinkhammer to center before Brodin will send right back in.
I want to start keeping track of the amount of times that the Minnesota Wild dump that puck in. Every time they get it to the neutral zone, it goes in. A little soft chip, cross corner, or a hard rim. It is going in, another one.
Seen a lot of it here. Minor penalty coming up here against the Wild. It's going to be a cross-checking call that's going to put the Coyotes on the power play. And now Cook going over and having words, I believe, with Martin Hanzal. And Derek Morris comes right in the middle.
Cook is just trying to even things up a little bit, going after Martin Hanzal. Derek Morris comes in as well, right in the ear of Cook, having something to say. I'm sure they've had a few battles over the years. 2 longtime veterans. Let's take a look at retaliation. Martin Hanzal, little hit on Cook. And Cook, I don't know where it happened, but couldn't tell there. Anyway, nonetheless.
Cook off for cross-checking in a minute 4. So here we go, our first Arizona Lottery Powerball power play of the night. Ekman-Larsson will work into the middle, and Vermette will set it up for Bodker. Now Ekman-Larsson with a shot, and that hit the post.
Another pipe. That was the captain, Shane Doan, right in his office there off that Oliver Ekman-Larsson shot. Just get it to the front of the net when you have bodies like Shane Doan and Hanzal in front.
Into the corner, Doan to the front. Oh, what a stop that time. Backstrom robbing Ekman-Larsson.
Oh, what a save.
That one goes through the crease, and this one's going to be played all the way back as chasing it down is Keith Yandle. Wow, what a close call there.
Well, if there's any questions on that Minnesota Wild bench, if Backstrom is healthy and ready to go, he just answered them right there. What a save on Oliver Ekman-Larsson.
Yandle will skate it back in. Oh, Yandle flips it back out high. Michael Stone. For Antoine Vermette, back to Stone. Goes behind the net, Shane Doan. Look to get it to the front, he did. Now backhander, they score! Mikkel Bodker. And he scores again against the Minnesota Wild. Had a big night up in St. Paul. And it's a power play goal. We're tied at 1.
Oh, that's the goal this Coyotes team needed. We talked about Mikkel Bodker. His 14th of the year. Here's the tip, the redirect by the captain, Shane Doan, off the crossbar. The second one of the hockey game. The Coyotes don't stop there. Big save by Oliver Ekman-Larsson. Backstrom. And then Shane Doan puts it out front. And Mikkel Bodker trying to go upstairs. You look at Backstrom. He's going to take the upper part of the net away. He fans on it. It ends up going short side on the ice. And Mikkel Bodker gets rewarded for going to the net.
So Bodker gets the goal, and he continues his excellent play. 14th of the season for Bodker. Back it over the line, Zucker takes a shot. Smith the save, and he'll cover up. And let's take another look at the goal.
You got to earn your bounces. And Mikkel Bodker earned this one. Shane Doan, beautiful feed. 2 defenders on him. Nobody out front on Bodker. On the power play, they leave him all alone. And you can see Backstrom. He's looking, that puck's going to come up to his glove. He's almost going to go old school, double pad stack. And that puck just eludes him. Right by his elbow, shoulder area, short side. Thing of beauty, Mikkel Bodker will take it.
Play back to the line to the Wild. They're going to get it out. Heatley up on right wing for Zucker. Taken away that time, and now Danny Heatley's circling, and he'll give it off.
That's the first time I've heard Heatley's name here in this hockey game tonight. He's had just a terrible year so far. 13 points in 45 games for Heatley and a -15.
We have the lone Minnesota goal.
One-time 50 goal scorer.
Yeah, and he is not offensively anyways anything like he once was. Had the lone goal though up in St. Paul in the first meeting in which the Coyotes were victorious. Granlund plays it in behind the net. Pominville. He's got Niederreiter, but he all tied up that time by Connor Murphy. And Bodker will muscle it all the way back through the neutral zone.
And also a guy like Heatley, I mean, he's suffered because of the losses of Koivu and Parise.
Niederreiter still with it. Brings it right to the net. Puck ends up in behind. Ekman Larson goes after it. He settles it down and out of the zone as Bodker's going to give chase on this one, and they wave off the icing.
I just love this Niederreiter. He does everything for the Minnesota Wild. Big, hard player. Goes to the dirty areas on the ice. Absolutely fearless.
I got him from the Islanders for Cal Clutterbuck as we get a whistle here on the icing call. Mentioned Mikkel Bodker's play as of late. Red hot.
Red hot is right. Last game, Mikkel Bodker gets a beautiful feed from Ribeiro. Boom. Short side. Again here, just like tonight, except he gets all of that one. And a goal and assist in that hockey game. 14 goals now. His career high before this season was 12. We're only halfway through the season, folks.
Scandella's shot is blocked away. And by the way, Bodker running his point streak now to 3 games. A very modest point streak, but coming at a key time as Veju's shot is blocked away, and it's cleared all the way out.
Well, now the Coyotes got to build off of that. Keep coming at him in waves here, Red.
Bodker got it in over the line, but he's checked off the puck. It's cleared back to center, and Coyotes will set it up.
How about Shane Doan, too? 3 points in his last 2 games. Missing 12. Talk about him being rusty. I don't think so. He shook it off in a hurry.
Stefan Veju will move it out. Here come the Wild with Marco Scandella. He'll dump one in. Smith will play it for Klesla. Now Michael Stone off the boards. And this one goes all the way back. Suter will get it out. Play by Bissonnette to lock it up with Matt Cook. Penalties coming up here, and it looks like a holding call coming here against Paul Bissonnette.
Well, head to the Cox Solution Store in Phoenix, located at 20th Street and Camelback, to register for a chance to win 2 tickets on the Fan Express. Winners will be taken from the store to the Coyotes game on February 7th. And here's a look at that penalty, Matt. Paul Bissonnette, free hand, holding on to the stick of Matt Cook. Easy call for the referee to make there. Tough penalty to take for Paul Bissonnette after the Coyotes just tied this one up.
First penalty kill of the game for the Coyotes, and the Minnesota Wild went to town about a week ago against the Washington Capitals. They scored 3 power play markers, and they get a chance here with Suter to set it up. Now out high, Pominville. Granlund, right circle, works it down low, right there. Heatley, he tried to jam it home. That's knocked away by Ekman Larson. Ref got in the middle of that one. As now Granlund will play it into the corner. Heatley blocked away that time. Connor Murphy. Now down low, Granlund for Danny Heatley. Granlund works it to the front. Right there was Ekman Larson. He finds the outlet and sends down the lane.
Oh, good job by the Phoenix Coyotes. Very aggressive. Pretty good puck movement by the Minnesota Wild. Good sticks, though, by Oliver Ekman Larson and Connor Murphy.
Suter with it. Try to work it to the front. It's underneath. Side of the net, Halpern. Now we got a whistle here. They're going to mark the faceoff inside the Coyotes zone, and collision that time between Smith and Halpern really helping out his goal.
Oh, did he ever? That puck was laying there right in the blue paint. Mike Smith just couldn't cover the puck up. He was sprawled right out. And everything starts from Ryan Suter as he finds Granlund in front. Look at the help there Mike Smith gets from Jeff Halpern. Takes the puck and the net right out of play.
Alpert on the face-off, controlled here. Suter with a shot, blocked away that time. Korpikoski, big block there as he forces it back to center.
Oh, that'll leave a mark. It's an ice bag.
Back it over the line. Korpikoski had to go get a new stick. It comes in front. Fontaine. And he's stopped this time by goaltender Mike Smith. Fontaine, the lone wild goal so far in the game.
Coaches always talk about ice bag hockey. Team that has the most ice bags at the end of the game usually has won that game. It is all about sacrificing your body. Total disrespect here for your body. Korpikoski sprawls out. Kick save and a beauty by the Corbedo. 3 points the other night, getting it done in the defensive zone tonight, though.
And that was eerily similar to some of the Wild blocks that have forced some of their key guys out. Good board work by Dave Moss. Gets some support, trying to get it out. Still at it. Moss just muscles it all the way back to center. What an effort. As Antoine Vermette's now going to chase one down into the corner.
If you're not willing to sacrifice your body and block shots, you don't play on the penalty kill. You have no business. I was one of those guys I'd pull the old flamingo when I'd go out there to that point. One leg would pop up. That thing hurts, I can tell you that firsthand.
I'd be the first guy to bail. You got to have courage to do that. I don't care if it's a flamingo or not.
I made it look pretty, though.
Over the line. And now we get a whistle here on the offside with 11 seconds to go in the Wild power play. They've had 4 shots on goal so far. Penalty kill all about hard work, and Coyotes showing it here.
Yeah, that's the trigger man for the Minnesota Wild right there, Pominville. 18 goals this year. He can let it fly. Very opportunistic in the way that he plays. Kind of going at it. Derek Morris, that jousting match. Is that Matt Cook again?
Nito Niederreiter.
Oh, Niederreiter. 21 years old. Getting after it. He'll love it. I'm sure Morris is getting chirped from the bench as well.
Smith will look up ice, and he clears it all the way down the length as it bounces in on Backstrom, and we're going to whistle here. Penalty is over, and a 1-1 tie here in the second.
Walsh on the bench with the captain, Shane Doan. Special teams big early on. You get the goal and big PK, right?
Yeah, PK's huge, and it's getting something on the power play. We haven't been too hot on the power play lately, and we're trying to get it going again.
Coaches said that in that first period, the D were getting shots through, but the forwards needed to do a better job around the net, second and third chances. You agree?
Yeah, pucks and people to the net. If we can get that, we're going to be a lot better. So it's one of the things we talk about.
I've heard it before. Thanks, Captain.
Yeah, okay.
All right. Oh, God. Up to you.
Thanks a lot, Todd. As Justin Fontaine's going to bring it back. We'll keep an eye on that as Mike Smith makes the save. And we've been talking, too, tonight a lot about injuries. So our Taco Bell Twitter poll tonight is which team has been hurt the most? Has it been Columbus, who we saw a week ago? Maybe Carolina, Detroit, or Minnesota? And when you vote tonight, use the corresponding hashtag. But think about depth, too. And maybe I'm lobbying here for the Minnesota Wild vote, but you think of all the key guys that they have out of their lineup, and guys like Mikko Koivu and Zach Parise, a lot of it has to do with depth when you look at how much it hurts.
It hurts. I mean, long term, it hurts. You can put a Band-Aid on it for a certain amount of time, but eventually it comes back to bite you.
Handel took a shot, blocked away. He'll get it right back, and he sends in behind the net.
We saw the Minnesota Wild. They lost 6 straight, as we talked about, and now they've won 3 straight.
Here's a chance. Bodker, curl move out high. Handel right to the net, and a save that time up high by Backstrom. Rodin goes in behind the net. Suter will pick it up, and he brings it along. Fontaine. Played in behind the net. Fontaine having the lone Minnesota goal to this point here in the hockey game late in the opening period. Off a Coyotes turnover. Scandella now for Prosser. And Radim Vrbata will play it in behind the net. Little pull-up move there. And Vrbata will pick it up, and he brings it back to center. Around the boards. Funny hop there. That allows Heatley to play it across. And the Wild will bring it out. Nate Prosser back to center with Charlie Coyle. Here's Zucker. Tried to drop it back, but good back check there by Hansley. It was all over. Ekman Larsson will play it. Set one on. Big rebound. It was steered away. A nice breakup play there by Clayton Stone where the puck is cleared.
Yeah, good thing Klinkhammer was coming off the bench, was looking to walk right into that one. Big, juicy rebound from Backstrom. We haven't seen a lot of that tonight.
Penalty coming up here. The Wild are going to get a tripping minor. The Coyotes are going to go to the power play. Klinkhammer turning, and he gets upended. And Stefan Veilleux will go.
Yep, good speed through the neutral zone.
Number 19, tripping.
Takes out the feet of Klinkhammer for the Coyotes. Capitalized once tonight on the PP. They'd love to take the lead on the power play as well.
Yeah, they're 1 for 1 on the Arizona Lottery Powerball power play. Couple of shots.
A good puck movement. That's the biggest thing. Now you got Oliver Ekman-Larsson and Keith Yandle manning the point. What a difference. Oliver Ekman-Larsson just can really calm things down on that back end.
It's as if he could freeze it. As Bodker will play down low. Don't try to work it to the front. Goes out high, Yandle. And right back to Bodker. Doan to Bodker. Shane Doan to Yandle with a chance, and it's loose in front. And the Wild will clear.
Again, good puck movement by the Coyotes. Zipping that puck around. Getting it to the front of the net with traffic in front.
Right back in, chipped out. Good play there by Jonas Brodin. Over the line, Ribeiro. Works it to the front. Doan now cutting in behind the net. To the front, Yandle. A blast that's stopped by Backstrom. Yandle snuck in, he ripped it, and Backstrom with a great save.
What an opportunity is right. Keith Yandle trying to make up for that turnover in the first period. And Shane Doan, he's got it on a string tonight. Around the net. Good vision by the captain. Up the middle. Backstrom looked like he was out of position. Just manages to get himself back and make that big save on Keith Yandle, who got all of that puck.
Vrbata now plays it along. Michael Stone, he shoots. He sent it over the top. And now Stone with it for Yandle. Bodker. Two guys in front. Vrbata with a shot. That's blocked away and cleared out of there.
Radim Vrbata just trying and hoping to get that puck through. He's not trying to put that puck in the back of the net. He's just trying to get it through to the front of the net where Martin Hanzal is parked and anchored.
Ribeiro lost it, and the puck is sent down the length with a little more than a half a minute to go in the Coyotes' power play. And a quick up that time was picked off, as now Hanzal will look to settle it down for Ribeiro. Flip on left wing, Vrbata with it. Two Coyote shots on the man advantage. Yandle with it to Stone. He's got room out high. Vrbata, he shoots. He hit the outside of the net.
Two shots on this power play. Both have missed the net.
Two players down low in the corner. Torrey Mitchell is in there for Minnesota. Now Ribeiro, Hanzal, they all work the boards. Veilleux's out of the penalty box, and so the Wild kill it off, and Stone will send right back in.
Veilleux better just get to the bench there. He almost took another penalty as he makes 5 or 6 good strides. Tries to run Stone in the boards. But good power play movement, Matt, by this Phoenix Coyotes power play again. No, they didn't score, but they created some momentum. Shane Doan right away, taking that puck to the net. Good movement around the perimeter. And Antoine Vermette doing a good job in front as well. The best scoring chance, though, of that power play was Keith Yandle on that feed by Shane Doan, who obviously is starting to feel a lot more comfortable in his boots.
Granlund back to center. And Niederreiter sharp angle. Stopped that time by Smith. And Moss will look to get it out, and he does. Klinkhammer now in a one-on-one back. He's got Prosser in front of him. Oh, a good breakup play there by the Wild as it's played in behind the net.
speed there by Klinkhammer. A lot more jump in his step as of late. Doing the stats today. 9 goals for Klinkhammer. Out of nowhere.
Korpikoski out of nowhere. Tries to go forehand on Backstrom, and he makes the save. And we'll get a whistle. Oh, Keith Yandle just moments ago with a great chance at a 1-1 tie.
Well, welcome back. 1-1 here at Jobbing.com Arena. Are you or do you know someone between the ages of 10 and 14 and have dreamed of being a Coyotes announcer? Next to Matt McConnell. Join us for the Sanderson Ford Kidcaster auditions at Jobbing.com Arena next Thursday, January 16th, 5:30 to 7 near Section 112. And see yourself on a Coyotes show.
There we had Alex Milne up here the other night, who was a Sanderson Ford Kidcaster.
Next to
hails from Peoria, Arizona, as the faceoff is now in the corner, and it's won by the Minnesota Wild, and they'll look to get it out as it's played all the way back to center, and Keith Yandle has it. Now he'll retreat inside of his own zone as he plays it for Derek Morris.
Are you going to stop talking?
Korpikoski will bring it out, and he brings it all the way back to center. No.
Next to the Sportscaster of the Year, Matt McConnell. Kids, sign up.
Play it for Blum.
I mean, come on. You're loving it. Your headset tonight almost didn't fit on your pumpkin tonight. It was so big.
You are a beauty. That's all I can say. Thanks, partner. Yandle
well deserved.
Brings it back in. And the Coyotes trying to get a go-ahead goal here in the second. And Blum now skated across center. Takes a shot. Glove save there by Smith. He'll get a face-off. And another offensive zone face-off. And the Coyotes tonight, Tyson, have been very good, very effective in the offensive zone draws.
Yeah, 2 of the best, Minnesota and Phoenix, on the season. In the entire National Hockey League, both teams tonight, after one period, 50-50. And that is going to be key, the stretch, the rest of the way, excuse me. Antoine Vermette has won 22 of 30 defensive zone faceoffs in his last 4 games before tonight. And just incredible numbers. Well over 70%.
Kennedy wins this draw. Tim Kennedy back in the lineup here tonight. Jeff Halpern will try to get it out.
Well, that's a nugget for you.
It's a great nugget. Here's a healthy scratch nugget for you, because we haven't mentioned them tonight, but no David Rumblad or David Schlemko. And Kyle Chikchura has a slight lower body, we are told, and he not playing either tonight. Just a reminder, when the Coyotes win, you win at Papa John's the day after every Coyotes win. Celebrate with 50% off your online order at papajohns.com by typing in promo code Coyotes. Offer only available online on regular menu prices. Face it off at center. Mike Ribeiro against Granlund. Connor Murphy now for Ribeiro. Back through center. Bodker over the line for Ekman-Larsson, chipping it into the corner. Scandella's there. Bumped by Mike Ribeiro. Coyotes putting on heat in the near corner, and this one's going to be cleared. Going to wave off the icing here, and so Mike Smith will play it across. Bodker will dump it around, or deflect it, I should say, back inside the Minnesota zone. And it's Nate Prosser with it. Back to center ice, 6:15 remaining in this second period. Ekman-Larsson trying to take it away. Vermette is there as well. Good support along the wall there, including Shane Doan. And Connor Murphy with it. Moss back through center, got it in over the line, and now we get a whistle here, and we will step out. 5:55 remaining, second period and a tie. Look at Mike Smith in a 1-1 tie, Coyotes and Wild. And speaking of Mike Smith, supper is on Smitty. Saturday the 18th, when the Coyotes host the Devils at 6. Papa John's and Mike Smith are serving up prizes, including a free large one-topping pizza voucher for the first 10,000 fans. And a few lucky winners will get a Smitty signed goalie stick. You can purchase your tickets today at 480-563-PUCK. You can also get them at PhoenixCoyotes.com. outside the Minnesota zone. Clayton Stoner with it for the Wild. Over to Jonathan Blum. Blum hailing from Orange County in California. Came up with the Nashville Predators organization before going to Minnesota. Hansel's shot. Big rebound in front. After it is Vrbata. Here's Yandel from the point. And just maybe deflected wide by Hansel. Might have gotten his stick on that one.
Yeah, perfect shot there by Keith Yandel. Just floats it in there, knowing that Hansel is front looking for that redirect.
Rayu and Vrbata. Suter took a bump that time.
Good job by the Coyotes. This is good forechecking pressure. And against that fourth line, that is a line mismatch that the Coyotes would love to have taken advantage of. And that's what Dave Tippett is always looking to do. Getting that last change on home ice. You can make it happen.
Ribeiro has it, gets it back in over the line. After it is Doan. Trying to play it in behind the net. Now Michael Stone. Big hit there, Ribeiro. Coyotes bringing some heat here. Mike Ribeiro trying to work it to an open player in a red sweater, but it's picked and Danny Heatley brings it back. Easily angled off by Michael Stone. Behind the net, big hit there, Bodker.
A good finish there by Bodker. That's what I'm talking about. Minnesota wants to dump the puck in. The first defenseman gets in there, takes away the body, and Mikkel Bodker comes in and picks that puck up.
Coyle has it. 4:04 remaining in the second period. Wild look to bring it out. Zucker will flip one along. Well, Oliver Ekman-Larsson will bring it out. Back to center ice, left wing or right wing side for Moss. Moss shoots, stop Backstrom. Klinkhammer got upended. Connor Murphy takes the risk and he keeps it deep. Try to work it to the front for Dave Moss.
We talked about it. Some of the keys to the game, active defense. They're really starting to see the Coyotes engage offensively from their back end.
Get a whistle here and evidently an icing call.
Also defensively for Phoenix. Getting involved. Little dump there by Danny Heatley. Good hold up there by Stone. But watch Bodker. Comes in, takes the body, separates the body and the puck, and away they go.
Michael Stone, he had it pretty easy there against Danny Heatley.
Yeah, not much pushback there from Heatley.
Easy, boys.
Yandel with a chance. He sent it over the top.
Oh, perfect face-off win there. Nice execution.
No.
Derek Morris all the way back down the length of the ice. Blum will go after it. Good pressure in the corner there by Halpern and Kennedy.
We're really seeing Minnesota Wild's forwards, their wingers, nice and low, coming back defensively. That means the points for the Phoenix are wide open up top on those blue lines.
So we'll keep our eye on the low to high game as we get a whistle here and an offside.
Yeah, you got to take what the other team gives you. I thought the first period, Minnesota was doing a real good job staying high on the defensemen, taking away those shots. But this period, Keith Yandel, for instance, opportunities up high. Work the puck low below the goal line and then pop it up top and crash that net. Keith Yandel with 28 points. Leads the back end for the Phoenix Coyotes, just a few off the entire point lead for the team for a defenseman. I think 31 led the team last year by Keith Yandel.
Stone sends one in. Korpikoski after it. Good keep there by Hansel to send it in behind the net. Ryan Suter played to center, and this one sent back in by Michael Stone.
26-14 are the shots in favor of the Phoenix Coyotes. Minnesota, though, as we talked about all game long, much like they did the other night against LA, outshot 40-17 in that one. They hang around the game. limit their mistakes.
Fontaine over the line. Sent it in behind the net. Cook that time couldn't corral the puck. Now Hansel will bring it out all the way back on a pass to center, but it's picked by Jonas Brodin.
Yeah, Cook and Hansel are having words.
Yeah, Cook more engaged on that side of the game here tonight. Coyle to the front, and that's steered away by Smith. Heatley plays it in behind the net. Stone chips it around, can't get it out. Good keep Scandella. Picked off though, and Bravado will get it back to center. Coyotes might have something going here with Ribeiro over the line. Now Ribeiro, he shoots, and a stop that time by Backstrom.
Oh, nice job by the captain driving the net. Ribeiro just puts it on net. Little shot, rebound, shot pass, they like to call it.
Almost looked like it was going 7-hole on Backstrom.
Good job by Backstrom, though. He has been sensational in this game.
Played back it over the line, and Ribeiro to the corner. Well, Mike Ribeiro still with the puck, got it to the front, bounces over a couple of sticks. And Ekman-Larsson can't control it. It's played all the way back, and Oliver Ekman-Larsson and Danny Heatley battle for it. And Ekman-Larsson takes it right away. Boy, Danny Heatley defensively, not so sure as Doan will play it right back in. Under a minute to go here with 40 seconds left in the second period. Ekman-Larsson plays it across, and Connor Murphy will get it out to Vermette at center. Flips it for Klinkhammer. Klinkhammer over the line with a shot blocked away. Foster's played a solid game tonight for Mike Yeo in the Wild. Connor Murphy got one towards the front. Loose, Vermette tries to take it away, and a stop that time Backstrom. After it now is Moss. Coyotes trying to turn the tables on the Wild, who got a late one in the opening period. And this one is cleared, and that's pretty much going to do it here for the second period tonight in Glendale. Well, coming up, Todd will visit with Mikkel Boedker. Got his 14th in that second period. We'll go behind the scenes with some of the hardest working men in hockey. We'll explain the stats and highlights as well. So the Coyotes fall behind, and they get the equalizer courtesy of the power play, Tyson.
Yeah, big power play tally for Mikkel Boedker. Gets his 14th of the year, but the story of that second period was Backstrom for the Minnesota Wild. 3 or 4 point-blank saves by Backstrom to keep his team in at 28-15. The shots, the Phoenix Coyotes cannot let their foot off the gas pedal.
End of 2 tonight, 1-1 Wild and the Coyotes. Fontaine for the Coyotes, and Mikkel Boedker is 14th. For the Coyotes is the visit between Boedker and Todd Walsh up next. This hockey on Fox Sports Arizona is brought to you by Bequiva Hotel and Casino. Discover the all-new Bequiva Hotel and Casino. See you at the VQ. By Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on your car insurance. By Cox Communications. Bundle and save with Cox. Also fueled by Nito Tires, the most innovative and stunning tires on the road today. Welcome back. 1-1 the scores. We get set for the third period of play. The Coyotes playing host to the injury-ravaged Minnesota Wild. Speaking of injuries, we asked you earlier tonight in our Taco Bell Twitter poll which team's been hurt the most, and 42% of you believe it's been the Detroit Red Wings. So much for my lobbying on behalf of the Minnesota Wild. They came in second, but injuries, especially in hockey, so critical to the success of teams. Hockey, the consummate team game.
Yeah, that's not only the injuries, it's who the injured players are. That's what can really cripple you. As I mentioned, you can live without certain players. You can fill holes with kids from your American League, hungry players, but when you're missing some of your stars, the guys that make things go round on your team, that's just sometimes way too much to overcome long term.
Well, we're set here for the opening faceoff to period 3. Coyotes out shooting the Minnesota Wild 28-15. That's nothing new for them as they carry their 3-game win streak here into the third period to play in a 1-1 tie. And this one goes into the corner where Connor Murphy will try to reverse it up the boards, but Granlund is there. And now Connor Murphy locking and sealing those boards up will try to move it along. But Murphy that time bested by Granlund. And now Antoine Vermette plays it into the corner. Connor Murphy that time in a world of trouble. Nino Niederreiter worked it down to Pominville. Antoine Vermette tries to take it away. It comes in front. It's right there, and Smith makes the save, and the Coyotes will look to get maybe a change here.
Well, you know what Minnesota's going to throw at you. Not rocket science. They're just going to work, chip and chase, and try to win those board battles. They do in this instance. They just keep coming at you. Relentless forecheck. Moving your feet. And it leads to a scoring chance. Niederreiter just takes that puck to the net, sees a little daylight, little gap in the defense, tries to stuff it short side on Mike Smith. We're going to find out a lot about both teams here tonight. What everyone's calling the biggest game of the season, and all the coaches were talking about that this morning.
No, it's all right.
Ribeiro to the line, and Yandel gets a shot away that goes wide.
Third period at home in a building the Coyotes have had a lot of success in.
Morris surveys through center. Ribeiro over the line as he drops for Bodker. He'll roll one in behind the net to the corner, and Doan leaves it for Yandel. Wow, they'll pick it up, and Matt Cook will get it back to center ice. Fontaine has it. Over the line, trying to go wide on Yandel. That shot taken, sails over the top of the net. And Keith Yandel to settle it down in behind the net. Coyotes go for the quick change, so Yandel just slows everything down. And he'll bring it back through center ice for Martin Hanzsauer, who gets it in over the line. This play goes back onto the laid offside that is now canceled, and Scandella will bring it along. Marco Scandella with a shot over the line and a rebound. That time Niederreiter was right there, but we get a whistle. And they'll mark the face-off. Well, our CenturyLink link to what's next. The NHL leading Anaheim Ducks pay a visit to Glendale in what may be Teemu Selanne's final game against the team that drafted him back in 1988. Coyotes Live, presented by CenturyLink, starts our coverage at 5:30. So tune in then to Fox Sports Arizona Plus, and we will also hear from Teemu Selanne that day. And tell you what, this is the final season as Selanne heads off into retirement, but one of the all-time greats, one of the gentlemen of the game.
Absolutely. Hard to imagine the NHL without Teemu Selanne. It seems like every year you're getting ready to say goodbye, and he just keeps coming back and keeps putting up big numbers.
I was with him for a little more than a season in Anaheim, and just terrific. Always had time for us to cover the game, and
just loves the game.
Yeah.
It's like a little kid. Always a smile on his face. What is he, 43?
Ageless. He's ageless as this one goes over the glass and out of play. Speaking of Finlanders, Larry Korpikoski.
Well, he is rolling along, and since his injury, I mean, he's missed significant time this year. 6 points in 8 games for Korpikoski since the injury. And that's what it's all about. It just seemed like he could, once he started to get going, he'd get hurt again. And back on the shelf, and then have to get back into shape, have to get his timing back. I'd like to see Korpikoski once he really gets healthy and rolling.
Battle for it. Ekman Larsson will move it up on the wing for Kennedy, who clears the zone. Jeff Halpern's going to chase this one down. Scandella after it. And now Prosser will try to bring it up on the right wing boards, and Torrey Mitchell flips it back to center. Connor Murphy with it inside of his own zone. Stretch pass deflected deep by Kennedy. Fontaine after it for Minnesota. Turnover here. Bissonnette will work it behind the net for Halpern. Now Kennedy with it. Try to work it to the front there. Halpern all over it. It's cleared out. Here's a chance the other way. Brodziak over the line. He scores! Kyle Brodziak. High shot, and it's 2-1 Minnesota.
Well, another breakdown by the Phoenix Coyotes. Good forechecking pressure. Keith Yandel comes in, tries to keep this play alive in the neutral zone. But this is what Mike Smith has to have. Yes, there's a turnover. Derek Morris can't get over in time. But Mike Smith sees this all the way. This goes right off his glove and into the top corner of the net. Brodziak, his 4th goal of the season. So now the Coyotes chasing. And from behind, a turnover that leads to a goal. Capitalizing. The Minnesota Wild, they have not generated much in this hockey game. I mean, their 17th shot. I always talk about Mike Smith. It always seems like he plays better when he sees more rubber. When he's up around that 30 to 40 range. Tonight, 17. You can fall asleep in net, and I think that was an example of it.
Korpikoski's, Klinkhammer chasing that one down. Back to the front. Here's the chance out high. Klesla with a shot. Loose in front. Being held on to that time was Klinkhammer. Well, Stone right to the front and just deflected wide. Coyotes putting on more heat. Vermette to the front again. They jam it right there. It went off the left pad of Backstrom.
Oh, that went off the right leg of Moss in front. Backstrom had no idea where it was. It just ended up hitting his pad.
Suter now sends to Brodin. And this one over the glass and out of play. And so we're going to face off inside the Wild zone.
Minnesota has won 3 straight. They won the other night in LA, being outshot 40-17, all because of their goaltending. It's Backstrom here tonight. But the other night for Minnesota, it was Kemper. And your goaltending can weather the storm. And Backstrom has done it. Tonight, this is going to be no easy task getting back into this game. Backstrom is kicking.
Meanwhile, Bacher and Niederreiter. Some unpleasantries there. Coyotes will get it back in. And we talked about what's at stake. Both teams with 51 points, and the winner tonight takes over 8th. Coyotes have that ace spot due to their 3 games in hand, but for the Minnesota Wild with the lead here 2-1 early in the 3rd. They could jump back into that spot as the shot is taken, and Smith holds on and makes the save. Just in case you're looking for a great place to entertain clients or host your next company party, luxury suite rentals at Jobbing.com Arena are now available for all Coyotes home games and upcoming world-class concerts. Call 623-772-3888 or email suites@phoenixcoyotes.com. They are beautiful. Good place to watch a hockey game, see a concert.
Oh, yeah.
Usually I see you there when I'm in the upper levels for concerts up in the corner.
Yeah, tossing some smiles around.
Front row in your suite, your personal suite, that come with your deal. Into the corner. Now Yandel will get it out. I'll take an invite, by the way, as Morris now circles in the neutral zone.
All right, it's a deal.
He'll charge me, I'm sure. Brodin plays it along and sent right back in by Fontaine, and out to play is Mike Smith.
You can always pick up the food bill at the end of the night.
I'm sure I could.
It's not free, by the way. You know that, eh?
Oh, it isn't? Yandel? I'll call you later. Howland now gets it back in, and Yandel plays it across for Derek Morris.
Well, nothing new for the Coyotes. 3rd period, trailing. But 8 times this year they've come back from being down 2 or more goals to at least get a point.
Going to need to come from behind here tonight, and Veilleux will bring it out. On right wing, Torrey Mitchell hits the trailer, and now Haula with a bid right through the crease. Veilleux has it along the end boards, tied up by Klesla. And Hansel will pick up the loose puck. Danny Heatley takes it away at center. Stoner now inside of his own zone. Back through center for Charlie Coyle. He can fly. Coyle now trying to get around Connor Murphy. Went awkwardly to the end boards, and we're going to get believe a tripping call here. Yep, Connor Murphy will go to the box. 2-1 Minnesota. Now for tonight's Jeep game summary. Early on we saw some posts. Mike Smith there, and Derek Morris putting one off the crossbar, maybe on a deflection. And then it was Justin Fontaine skating in at 18:41 on the turnover for his 9th. Coyotes would counter early in the second on the power play. Mikkel Bakker, little backhand beat Nick Backstrom low at 2:04. And here in the third, Kyle Brodziak. And the Coyotes, meanwhile, also will be shorthanded.
Here's the penalty there. Connor Murphy gets tangled up with Coyle. So a big kill coming up.
This is what we're talking about in the wild card race. Coyotes and Minnesota with 51 points apiece. The winner tonight takes over that 8th spot. A clean win here tonight. Regulation. So now Vermette will take the draw, and he wins this one. The Coyotes wrap it around, and Derek Morris will send all the way down the length of the ice.
Good clear. Another big face-off win by Antoine Vermette.
And by the way, just a clarification, a win in regulation or extra time as this puck is played back and over the line, and we get a whistle. So the face-off will come out. Great opportunity here if you're the Minnesota Wild. Coyotes are going to try to build momentum off their penalty kill.
Blocked everything. And a couple big saves out of Mike Smith here.
By the way, Michael Stone, during that television timeout, went to the locker room, so we'll keep an eye on that.
A pretty short bench there for the Coyotes with Connor Murphy in the penalty box as well.
So a rotation of 4 defensemen as Granlund will bring it along for Heatley and over the line. Heatley into the corner. He'll flip it back out high. Suter. Now Pominville. Granlund has it and back to Suter. Sent one towards the net. A stop that time. Loose one. Smith got a piece as the puck goes into the corner. Pominville plays it in behind the net. Now Granlund works it out high for Pominville. Heatley holding on to it. That hit a player, and Morris is going to clear this one into the bench. So the faceoff will stay inside the Coyotes zone.
Well, the Coyotes will at least get a change. Get some fresh bodies out there on the ice. Unlucky play there. But a little overly fancy there by Danny Heatley. Trying to put that puck through players.
Quick look there at Michael Stone, so he's back out.
Now went into the boards awkwardly after that blocked shot. Good to see him back.
Vermette and Stone out there with Moss and Klesla. Blum sent one over the top. And the puck is cleared down the length of the ice. So 35 seconds remaining in the minor to Connor Murphy. Board battle. Moss can't come up with it. Niederreiter will get it out, and Fontaine will play it along for Pominville. Came in front, and they score, and a penalty. Talk about a weird bounce. The Wild have scored, and it's 3-1.
Well, the Minnesota Wild just dumped this puck in. Mike Smith comes out to play it. It takes a funny hop off the boards or off the divider in the glass.
Justin
Fontaine just pounces on it. Mike Smith can't get back into his net. So they're discussing.
Number 50, 2 minutes walking.
And Antoine Vermette goes to the box as well. So this happened after the goal, or simultaneously. Fontaine trying to get to that loose puck. Vermette hooks him. So the goal's going to count, and the penalty is going to hold up. And Antoine Vermette is in the box. So 12 minutes to go. The Coyotes down by 2 and still have to kill a whole 2 minutes.
Whoa!
So the goal happened on the delayed penalty. Vermette goes for hooking. And now Hansel will get it out. Well, the Minnesota Wild with a pair of goals in the first 8 minutes of this third period. Second goal and 10th of the second of the game and 10th of the season for Justin Fontaine. Now Granlund has it. There's a chance. Heatley, that's batted away by Smith. Pominville taken away. Now Verbata is going to chase it down, and he'll go to the bench. Granlund over the line for Heatley. Heatley a little bit of a tug there, and it's cleared away by Michael Stone. 3:21 in the third period. Suter brings it out, and he'll play it along for Fontaine, and over the line, Niederreiter. They work it back to the point. Suter couldn't handle it. Korpikoski after it against Suter. And now Jonas Brodin. For Zucker. And over the line for Blum. Goes behind the net. Klesla tries to clear it out. Into the corner for Zucker. Playing it in behind the net for Niederreiter. Try to work it to the front. And now Ribeiro will backhand one to the line. Brodin has it. Brodin back out high. Blum with a shot, and Smith makes the save there. So the penalty is over. And the Coyotes kill it off. Don't forget, Coyotes tailgating is back Saturday when they host the Ducks. Festivities include live music from Moki's band starting at 2. For tickets and details, visit PhoenixCoyotes.com.
The margin for error is 0 right now. Chasing the game, Phoenix Coyotes down by 2. Their work caught up with them.
This one to the front, it bounces, and a rebound's put home, but
quick whistle. Quick whistle. Yeah. Minnesota will not be happy with this one. This puck, Keith Yandle having a rough night here tonight. This puck goes off of Yandle. Right there. Mike Smith can't cover it up. Coyotes catch a break as we go to break.
Well, 2 of the Wild's 3 goals have come from Justin Fontaine, and the Wild continue to shoot and not miss. Meanwhile, they are relying on their goaltending. You see, they have 10 goals on just 59 shots in their last 3 games. They won all 3 of them, and tonight they're being outshot once again by this Phoenix Coyotes team. Jody Jackson with you on our set for Coyotes Live, presented by CenturyLink. Join us right after the game. And guys, Darcy Kemper had 39 saves the other night. Nicholas Backstrom tonight with 29. I mean, you talk about their starter Josh Harding being out, and they are getting the job done. And another little note, Ryan Suter had a hat trick on just 3 shots on Saturday.
Yeah, Ryan Suter, the first Minnesota Wild player to score, defenseman to score in the team history, record a hat trick. St. Louis has won 6. Anaheim has won 4. And the Minnesota Wild are streaking as well. If they win here tonight, it would be 4 straight.
And the good news for the Phoenix Coyotes is Dallas lost tonight. One of the teams chasing them, the New Jersey Devils in New Jersey.
So the Coyotes with plenty of time to get a pair here tonight as Moss will play to the corner.
Still way too early to be scoreboard watching.
Chance here in front, right there, Yandle, but he Can't get one past Backstrom, and now some pushing and shoving in front.
Well, it is going to be the green light for the defense. We talked about one of the keys to this game, active defense. Coyotes have to create something offensively. And it's going to take a little more than what they've done so far here tonight to beat Backstrom. Yandel has had a rough night tonight. He's looking to provide something for his hockey club. Martin Hanzal, Mike Ribeiro, love to see him start catching fire. They need some love right here.
Good pitch that time by Stone, forces it in behind the net, and the captain Shane Doan is there. Worked it back to the front. Loose puck. Trying to put it home that time. Oh, and a good look there for Verbata that was blocked away.
Look at the white jerseys, though, in front of their goaltender. Just no room out there. Tremendous coverage from the Minnesota Wild.
And a big part of that when they collapse is leaving those points open, like you said earlier tonight, but in front of goaltender.
Yeah,
Backstrom's they've been good.
They'd much rather have those shots coming from the blue line than a scoring chance in front. We'll take a peek at exactly what we're talking about, Matt. Minnesota, you look at the white jerseys converge in front of the net. Martin Hanzal, Radim Verbata in the vicinity. It's 3 against 2, 4 against 2, 5 against 2. Everybody helping out, especially in the late stages of this hockey game.
Morris at the line. Kopakoski will go after it. Caught up that time with Charlie Coyle. And now Yandel will bring it along. Played around in behind the net. Bodker. Back to the point, Yandel. That was blocked away. Sent all the way back, and Fontaine will chase it down. 2 of the 3 Minnesota Wild goals here tonight. Mike Ribeiro. And now Yandel again with it. Derek Morris. Doan. Backstrom that time tried to scoop it up. It ends up in the corner. Now Hanzal. Back to the line, Ekman Larsson. Trying to get a shot away. And this one is flipped back to center, and Ekman Larsson has it.
A smart play there by Zucker. Just get that puck out, ice it, whatever you have to do.
Back out high, Verbata. Works it across. Doan is there, and he's stopped that time by Backstrom.
What a save.
At the line, Stone with a blast. Goes into the corner. Well, not a lot of room in front of goaltender Nick Backstrom. Goes out high. Stone took a shot blocked away that time by Zucker.
Ice bag hockey right there. Zucker takes one right in the top of the knee.
And a penalty coming up here. And it's going to go against Minnesota.
Just good pressure in the offensive zone. The captain, Shane Doan.
Minnesota bench minus penalty, 2 minutes for tossing the stick on the ice.
Getting it done. And it'll be Minnesota for tossing a stick on the ice. See the shot blocked there by Zucker.
Catch him in the knee, maybe?
Yeah. Getting some help to the locker room, and that'll go a long way with the coaching staff of the Minnesota Wild. Late in the game.
Mike Yeo, who a lot of people thought was on the hot seat earlier this season, and teams really turned it around. Yandel, midpoint. Over to Bodker with a shot. That goes wide. Ladies need one here to make it a horse race. At the line, Yandel. Bodker. Across. Ekman Larsson with a shot to stop that time.
I don't like that shot. You got to get that puck to the middle of the ice. That's where you want to take that shot. You can't get any net presence in front of Backstrom.
Battle for it. Power play unit out there. Here's Yandel with a shot batted away by Backstrom.
That's where you need that shot right there. But then you need someone getting in front. You had Shane Doan and Martin Hanzal on the same line. So that first power play opportunity, no front net presence.
Hansel flips this one in, and it goes off the netting, and so the faceoff's going to come outside the zone. Coyotes power play breakdown. Well, when you look at it by the periods, the third period has been the best so far.
Well, that's because they're desperation mode, Matt. Looks like they've been trailing in a lot of games lately. Going into the third period, we talked about their late game heroics. 8 times they've come back from being down 2 or more to at least get a point. 37 to 25 of the shots in favor of the Coyotes, and they're going to need a bunch more.
It's still 1:10 left in the Arizona Lottery Powerball power play. Yandel, Romana dumps one in. To the corner now is Ekman Larsson. 3 Coyotes in a battle, a 3-on-3 game in the corner. Doan has it out high to Yandel. Back out high, Ekman Larsson took a shot, blocked by Mitchell. Now Ekman Larsson again, he takes a shot. That comes right to Torrey Mitchell, and he'll get it up the ice and down the lane.
Coyotes just cannot get to those loose pucks. Yeah, you got to find a way to create a second opportunity. It's the only way you're going to beat Backstrom.
1 shot so far for the Coyotes. Yandel sends it in, 12 seconds remaining. They work it into the corner. Ekman Larsson tried to work it in front. Brodziak takes that away. Stoner races after it. Wins that battle against Yandel, and he clears. And out to have to play at that time was Mike Smith. And out of the box is Niederreiter, and so the puck is played right back in. And Mike Smith will play it in behind the net. Korpikoski back to center. Now the wild counter, Pominville. Niederreiter in behind the net, Pominville. To Michael Granlund. 3-1 Minnesota late here in the third. Played across. Chance and a stop there by Smith. Brodin with a good look there, and the puck will end up in the corner where Pominville has it. Back out high, Brodin plays it in behind the net. Granlund is there. A little soft flip in the direction of Pominville is taken away, and the Coyotes bring it out. As it's moved along by Korpikoski as he tries to set it up in the right wing corner. Lauri Korpikoski thrown to the front looking for Moss. Now back of the line. Here's a chance, and a shot by Morris is deflected just wide.
Oh, good individual effort there by Korpikoski to create that turnover.
Suter has it. Plays it across Charlie Coyle. He drops it. Fontaine to Coyle. Circle behind the net, and a stop there by Smith. He's lost his hockey stick. Heatley now. And Keith Yandel is going to move it along, and out of the zone it goes for Rob Klinkhammer. Fontaine takes it away, and he plays it right back in. Now the 3:11. Coyotes need a quickie here. Taken away. And out of the zone for Brodziak. Matt Cook with it now. Cook took a shot that's blocked there. Coyotes will hustle it up.
Look at Matt Cook, though, getting back, that backside pressure.
Here's a chance. Ekman Larsson down the middle with a shot. And another bid goes in front, but it bounces high, and the Wild will clear.
You got to give Minnesota a ton of credit right now. They're just clogging it up. Good positionally. They turn the puck over. You get right back into the play. 0 odd man rushes for the Phoenix Coyotes tonight.
Very young roster. And they're playing without Mikko Koivu. They're playing without Zach Parise. Key players out of the lineup. A lot of young players. This one played by Ekman Larsson. No Jared Spurgeon. Josh Harding is out. And somehow, some way, they're very close to running their win streak to 4. Morris with a chance. Came in front. Cleared away by Cook. He's had a pretty solid game here tonight, Tyson.
Yeah, very, very good for the Minnesota Wild.
Back it over the line and taken away.
Oh, Mike Smith was looking to the bench. He was halfway there. There he goes.
Donald playing all the way back in, so extra attacker out for the Coyotes with a minute and a half remaining. Let's see what they can do. Good keep by Vermette against Fontaine, but it's cleared out. And Vermette will get it all the way back to his defensive teammate. And now Yandel plays it along, and Donald counter through center. Comes one back and over the line. Brodziak will take it away. Comes all the way back. Fontaine sniffing, and he scores. And Justin Fontaine with the hat trick tonight. And the Minnesota Wild are going to win this one. They've taken a 4-1 lead. What a night for Justin Fontaine.
What a night is right. He's just been in the right place at the right time.
That's his first career hat trick.
Give Mike Yeo a lot of credit for going to number 14 all night long in some pretty critical situations, and he has rewarded the Minnesota Wild, the coaching staff, for that extra ice time here tonight. He has been all over it. Playing on that third line. Talked about Cook. He's good in this game as well.
Assist number 21, and number 22, Nino Niederreiter.
Brodziak and Niederreiter.
Minnesota hung around. Hung around this game. Got good, solid goaltending by Backstrom. And they capitalized on turnovers.
What a road trip this has been for the Minnesota Wild. Not only do they escape the polar vortex, but they also head back to St. Paul with a couple of wins. A couple of nights ago in Los Angeles against the Kings, where wins are nearly impossible in the state of California these days for road teams. And
that's why when you saw that win, you knew no matter who they have in the lineup, you cannot take anyone for granted. It's a team that just worked. They worked, played a good system game, got solid goaltending. Everyone chipped in. A couple big blocks late in this game. One by Zucker. I don't think he ever came back.
Right in behind the net. Now Jeff Halford's going to take it away. And this one flipped over the glass and into the bench.
I don't think Dave Tippett can be overly happy with his hockey club here tonight.
Well, and you know what? I'm going to go back to yesterday when he met with the media. He, 6-0 over Calgary, and that he told us. He said, "Hey, I didn't like the start. I thought we did a lot of good things, but it was almost like he was saying that there's more room for improvement in that."
Well, he wasn't letting the score fool him.
No, not at all.
And if it's not broken, what does he often say? You haven't looked hard enough.
Right.
And yeah, you score 6, but I just really thought scoring 6 goals, 6 different goal scorers, everyone starts getting that confidence, feeling good about themselves, and I think that happened early in the game. They just started to get frustrated because of the play of Backstrom.
Mayu with a shot that's deflected off glass.
There was some jump. Coyotes badly outshot the Wild in the first 2 periods.
And here's something to think when you reflect on the goaltender Mike Smith. He's had 4 goals of support over his last 3 games.
That's not enough. Not enough.
So the face-off will be to the right of Smith. Coyotes win it. They'll go back to the drawing board here as Tim Kennedy will play it in behind the net, and that's going to do it. The Minnesota Wild are off their bench to congratulate Nick Backstrom. He's the other story. He was terrific. 40 shots faced, 39 saves. The Minnesota Wild are going to 8th spot. They are now in the playoff picture in the Western Conference.
Yeah, a 4-point swing. Minnesota up by 2. Now the Coyotes down by 2. They're going to have to regroup for Anaheim on Saturday. What a game that's going to be.
Coyotes lose 4-1 to the Wild. Tonight's coverage continues in a moment with Jody Jackson and Tyson Nash. It's Coyotes Live presented by CenturyLink, and it begins after this short break.